Newspapers. William Hague, what do you make of all this?
I don't know why he bothered. I mean, it was only... look, I'm sure there's rubbish about you on the internet. There's certainly rubbish about us on the internet. And if you responded to it all, I mean, you'd be endlessly holding press conferences
but
and
some of it hurts more than others. And this obviously affected him. Even though it was only in the Westminster community, it meant something to him.
I think it's a heck of a shame. I don't know what it says about our society today and the internet and rumours and everything, that he has to go to those lengths to reveal something incredibly private, which must be causing huge distress to his wife.
What, the infertility?
The infertility and the repeated miscarriages, and the fact that she had a miscarriage as late as this very summer.
I think it was too much information. I think if he felt he had to say something... I mean, I totally sympathise with him. It must be awful. And I like William Hague. I think he's one of the good guys, you know. You know him well, don't you?
Well, I think William Hague was judged for being too young. He's judged for being baldy. They're now finding something else to judge him about. And I do think it's very, very unfortunate. A very capable politician.
Yeah, I do too.
If he'd have said nothing, would he not be being damned for that?
Well, if somebody said that I was gay, if that was a rumour going around about me, I'd totally ignore it, because it's palpable.
Wouldn't be worth refuting.
And it wouldn't be worth refuting. And it's not worth refuting. Who cares?
But then, well, he did admit, didn't he? I don't know why he even admitted this, that during the campaign, the election campaign,
they shared a room.
They shared a room in hotel rooms a couple of times, twin beds.
Now, would you call that naive, that people are not going to put two and two together and come up with 110?
I think, given that there have been rumours about William Hague's sexuality as long as I can remember, on this line, along these lines, it probably was a bit. It was tempting fate a bit to share a room with a young, good-looking driver, wasn't it? You know, I mean,
driver.
It's his driver and assistant.
It's his aide.
I
thought he drove him around as well.
Well, maybe he did.
Maybe I'm muddling two stories up. I read it all in a bit of a rush. But yeah, I think that was naive, but it's not wrong. But I honestly think that. I think we've got to be really careful about the internet, and if celebrities and politicians feel the need to respond to nonsense, and there's so much nonsense on the internet about people, then it's a slippery slope. I think it's best ignored. I can't understand, for example, when people find themselves bullied on Facebook, and I'm talking about grown-ups, not kids. They get all upset about it. It's Facebook. It's not real. It's a parallel universe. Don't go on Facebook.
That's because it's not our generation.
Well, I'm talking about our generation, actually.
Yeah.
The older people who virtually slit their wrists because they're being bullied on Facebook. Well, then get off
it and don't read it. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's a story that will run for a bit longer. I'm sure we'll be talking about that
it's
a little bit
not
longer.
Blair off the front pages, hasn't it?
Now, this is good news for all of us, isn't it?
What's this?
Forget 40, Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Life doesn't really begin until you're 54.
Which is what I am.
Which is exactly what you are.
I planted this story.
Have you noticed life's great since you're 54?
No. 50 was horrible. Are you 50 yet?
Yes, believe it or not.
It's horrible, isn't it? Or were you OK with it?
It was OK. I wasn't fussed in the run-up to it, and then I decided to have a big party, and I was glad I did.
OK. Yeah.
I didn't have a problem turning 50. I turned 50
either.
this year, and I enjoyed my 40s as well.
Me too,
and
I hated being 40. That was my big horrible birthday. I couldn't bear it. I sulked all day.
Got a great story about this.
And you did. Who was it? Did one of the kids? Somebody sent me a happy 40th birthday badge, and I was just so upset.
But listen, it got worse. It was a lovely May evening, and about 7:30 we were living in Manchester, we're driving down to La Belle Époque in Knutsford, which is a lovely restaurant in Knutsford. So we're in Didsbury at the lights, and she's really miserable, right? She's thrown this badge away, and we stopped at the traffic lights, and I saw Judy looking into the shop window that was next to it, and she gave this little wail, and went, "Oh no!" I said, "What?" In the shop was a mannequin, and on the the shop was closed, and on the mannequin was the exact same dress that Judy was wearing that she'd bought from Monsoon that day.
No, Principles.
Right, Principles. Unfortunately, Judy, what was the name of the shop?
Help the Aged. It was a challenge.
Says it all. Says it all, really.
Which actually broke the spell, didn't it? And we just killed ourselves all the way down to
Demi Moore. Let's move on to Demi Moore. She's a movie star. She likes to have her picture taken, and she's all over Twitter, usually in her scanties.
Yes.
Now, I have posted the odd photograph on Twitter.
Yeah.
The last one was actually in the hairdresser in my foils, looking very attractive. I'm not sure I would post one of myself in a bikini. I think those days
is it one of these? She's actually done that?
I think she's taken a picture
in her
of
bathroom,
herself.
Have a look, let's turn it around.
But we've had her pants before. We've had her bending over an ironing board and things.
I don't know. It's very vainglorious, isn't it? I don't like that.
No, I think funny pictures or here we are, you know.
But don't I look wonderful?
It is a bit. Don't I look wonderful?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have more pictures of me looking wonderful if I could technically do it. I just can't technically work out that. You take it on your phone and then I press the wrong button and I don't know what I've sent to people.
But you're not you won't be posting one in your pants anytime soon.
Not
Oh, even I'd give so much to see that.
And you're both on Twitter.
Well, Judy started yesterday,
Oh, no,
very unwillingly. We really had to
didn't-
kick her into it, but
Yeah,
she
but,
sent 2 tweets so
I
far.
can't do it yet, so he has to do it.
She had
for me.
340 followers before she'd even sent a
Judy,
tweet.
he's never off the thing.
I know
He's
that.
never off
You
it.
can
I know
He
that.
clogs up my mailbox. It's all there.
I know, and I just don't get it, you see. I mean, I can't see what's the point of just
Oh, you
spending
will.
ages.
When you bring that book out, you'll love it. Because then you'll tell everybody it's available in the shops.
I
It's
think
very
it's a
good.
boy thing. I do think men enjoy it more. It's like a new toy. It's
No, I get I've got lots of women followers, and they're
yeah,
chatty.
but I think
and-
you will tweet more than us.
Well, you said that for ages.
I don't. This is a myth. I don't. I tweet very quickly. I
domestic
don't have an
gaming.
iPhone, so I have to do it on the laptop. And by the way, followers, the broadband is off at our house, which is why I'm being a bit patchy tweeting at the moment. And I just walk past, do one, and carry on my
It's
day.
exactly the way I do it,
Yeah.
Richard. With Ruth, it's a whole, she has to set aside a day for it, make an appointment in her diary for it. It's such an event and trauma in her
I
lives.
enjoy it,
She'll
but
not
it's-
do it the whole weekend, for
time
instance, because
consuming.
we're going to
Very
Belfast and it'll be all
time-consuming.
just too much for her.
It is
Very
addictive, though, it's true.
time-consuming. Now, time-consuming, you might be doing your hair if you're this guy. This is American football ace Troy Polamalu.
Never heard
and
of him.
He's taken out a $1 million insurance policy on
Oh, is
his
that his
hair.
hair? Oh,
That's his
my
hair.
God.
And can you believe, Judy, that hair fits under that soccer helmet. Would you call that soccer?
Why has he insured his hair? What's the point?
What are you
look at it.
suckering
Look
about?
at
It's
it.
American
Who cares?
football.
American
is his
football.
trademark?
They call it football, sorry.
Yes.
I thought they called it soccer.
Please.
She thinks American football's called soccer. Man, you probably do as well.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care.
What is it then?
Oh, just don't.
Never
The
mind.
big
It's
shoulders.
American football.
It's
that's
American
what it is.
football. But anyway, he showed that. I think a certain hair shampoo maker.
It's a big publicity stunt, isn't it? Because actually, how would you get rid of your hair even in a football accident? I mean, how would your hair go?
Yeah.
Do you know who the king of publicity stunts in this country is? Jerry Cottle and Wookie Hull.
Yeah.
He gets stories about Wookie Hull in the paper every other month.
And
Extraordinary.
on Britain's Got Talent as
And
well.
on Britain's-
He had his witch.
He had his
on
witch on, yeah,
Britain's
yeah.
Got Talent.
Always putting. Are we not talking about Blair?
Pushy mums. Are you pushy
mums.
mum?
I don't think I am actually. I'm not. I'm full of encouragement and love and affection, but I don't think I'm pushy by any means. Maybe I should. Sometimes I think I should be pushy.
You're not pushy at all.
No, I know.
Very laissez-faire.
This is what they're saying. Behind every great man, there's a great woman.
Well, yeah,
i.e.
but
his
that's
mother.
me. I'm behind him. I think it's the wife actually they
Yeah.
mean. Well, I'm behind
You don't push me.
No, never mind.
I think look, they're arguing. I'm glad it's not just us. You see, people tell us off and say, "Oh, you two bicker all the time."
Do you find that that the viewers phone in sometimes and say they've had a row just before going on air?
Never. Never happened.
I had a lady stop me the other day.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I do like watching you moan. You make me laugh." She said, "Mind you, the other day, I picked up the feeling that he was getting on your nerves." I said, "Well, you'd be right. You picked up the feeling right."
Pick any day.
Any day.
See, Richard reminds me so much of me. He just seems the easy one to get on with, you know. Nothing bothers
Why don't we
him.
do this? We should have opened the show together.
Just
Ian.
laid back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you a pushy mum?
No.
No, I wouldn't say I'm pushy, but I'm an encouraging mum. So
Yeah.
I don't even like the word pushy mum, because I think
No.
mums, because you're around the kids a lot, I think you
Yeah.
encourage them and things. So I can imagine with, you know, we've got sons, and they're
Yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
particularly boys, that a mother's encouragement and love.
It's very
kind of-
sexist, actually. I mean, you don't hear the phrase pushy father, do you? Pushy
No,
dad.
no.
It's very sexist.
Yeah, well, parents who live their lives, I think, through their kids, that's what they're trying to do, isn't it?
You're right, some people are. I can think of one couple we know who do that. Don't say who.
I don't know what you're talking
End up
about.
with a libel call.
Okay, yeah, but that study was based on apes. So, I mean, how...
Pushy apes.
Pushy gorillas.
No, I love how gorillas pick the fleas out of each other. What was that
don't make me
documentary
cough.
you were watching the other night where they picked fleas?
Oh, it's that fantastic gorillas in
on the BBC.
Mountain Gorillas on BBC
Ah,
Two.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry, I'll just go back to this. So we've got a mum gorilla with a little baby gorilla going into the agent's office saying he's really good. He's a great actor. You know, he can sing, he can tap.
Do you know what a wind-up is?
A wind-up?
Yeah, you're just getting one now.
okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's
Sorry.
it. Now, you're going to be back. We're going to talk to you again later because you're
Okay.
launching your book club.
Yep.
Club, yeah.
Your book club. OK, right. Talk about that later on.